And the current health care reform bill, you know what that's about? That's about them trying to fix this deficit they created, and it just didn't happen overnight. It's 20, 30 years they've been bleeding this dry. They went from tax and spend to spend and tax. Are we tired of it yet? Look at your own communities. How many days you pick up the paper and the paper says $6 million for a road project, $60 million for a new school. And then the reverse side is we're short $30 million in pension plans for the teachers. Or we have a shortage of $50 million in revenues because the housing market collapsed last year. And the other thing is that we do is we project into the future 5, 10, 12% growth. That was the dumbest idea somebody ever came up with in this country. I don't do it in my household. I'm a retired Air Force, and we've always gotten a little bit of a raise to cost of living adjustment every year. We didn't get one this year. It's equivalent to maybe a couple cases of beer, maybe a few gallons of milk, and paying part of the groceries. But we got nothing this year. Social Security recipients got nothing this year. But your Congress got a raise and raised their staff again across the board $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000. And our current congressman's in there. Have you heard him say anything about this? Has his staff refused it? No. They are all part of the problem. There is no one in Washington today that's part of the solution. That's why we need to kick every one of them out of there on the 2nd of November. We're running around talking about a second revolution. There are people running around buying ammo, buying guns. Well, that's a great idea. You know, the Founding Fathers rolling over their grave to see if we shed blood in this country again. I think we've shed more than enough blood between the Revolution and the Civil War. And enough blood for foreign countries to keep their soil free. And what's going on now overseas. We need to wake up here in America. You need to wake up. I woke up. And that's why I decided I'm going to run as an independent on a constitutional conservative platform to restore the Constitution of the United States. That gang up there in D.C., I call it the D.C. land game. I don't say Washington anymore because it's an insult to George Washington, our first president, who turned down being president for life and told us in a farewell address the problems of the party, of party power. If we don't wake up, when we wake up on the 3rd of November, we're going to realize that was our last chance. And if we decide to make the change and take the Dems out and put the Republicans in, okay, we haven't done anything. We've accomplished nothing with all the Tea Parties and all the dissent that's existed for the last year in this country. It has been for nothing. And then there will be those people, those that will try and those that will want to secede, talk about crazy ideas like revolting. We don't need to do that. We are smarter than that. They think we're stupid, but they're learning real fast that the only idiots in this country are sitting up there in Washington, D.C. The career politicians that never worked a day in their life out there in the public sector. I worked from the time I was 11, 12 years old with a paper out, washing cars, mowing lawns for nickels, dimes, quarters. My parents were comfortable. We had a good life. Went to college for a while, went into the military. Was in during the Vietnam War, got out, worked again, went back in the military, got out of the military, worked at Target store as a warehouse manager and supervisor. Decided to go back to college at 50, earn the degrees I had started back when I was a younger man, and realized at 50, my life was just beginning. I had served my country now for 20 years. But now I'm going to serve my country again. It's up to you to put people like me in there. People are not afraid to scream, kick, and yell and say that is unconstitutional. There's no reason to discuss health care reform in the House of Representatives or the U.S. Senate or in the House of the President. It is not within the Constitution. The authority does not lie there. We have got to take every bit of authority away from them. My intent is to go there and put myself out of a job and serve no more than 8 years if re-elected for 4 terms. I'm tired of hearing this crap that, yeah, you're not, we are term limited. It's up to the voters. Yeah, you know what, that doesn't work because we've been too stupid for the last 40 years. And that includes me. This is where the old saying, some of you might have been around long enough, it was crap or get off the pot, okay? This is the time to be stand up and be counted. Barely a third of the colonists, where there was almost 2.5 million of them in this country, barely a third of them stood up and risked all. Those that signed that Declaration of Independence, those that met in secret in pubs and taverns, they gave us this freedom. Boy, I'll tell you, if we don't make these changes now, we don't deserve it. And if we don't get off our rear ends and turn off American Idol, and I have nothing wrong with those shows, and stop fooling around, clowning around, and turn off the football game and the basketball game, and get on the internet, go to the library, read the newspapers, go further than this drive-by media that we have running around this country. You know, every morning I get up, I read Pravda, I get more news from there, what's going on in this country, even with the Tea Parties. Pravda, the British Mail, Christian Science Monitor, the Vatican paper. I even read Al Jazeera English in the mornings. They tell me more what's going on in this country than I can find out from any of the newspapers. And most of them are in the tank for somebody. If it's not Obama, it's for their local politicians. Wake up, America. I vow to represent the people. I am committed to the 10th Amendment in the Constitution. I will be significant. I will be significant over successful. And not just present, but relevant. When's the last time you heard one of them guys that sits up there in the United States House of Representatives raise his voice? Other than Ron Paul, so we can sell another book. Kick them all out here. The 2nd of November 2010. That's the real second revolution.